Hello, I'm Garrett Godfrey, and welcome to the Crowdfunding Christian Music Podcast, where I'm working to connect artists with fans and fans with artists so you can find and fund the music you love. This is episode 60, recorded Tuesday, July 26, 2016. Think of me as both your tour guide and filter as we look at some current campaigns by Jordan Tyler Poole, Bill Mallonee, JJ Heller, and Drew Holcomb and the Neighbors. I hope you enjoy the show, find something you can get behind and support. Okay, before we get into the campaigns, I just gotta tell you, there's a cricket here, and there's nothing I can do about it. I've tried to find it. I think I know kind of where it is, and I cannot, for the life of me, get it to quiet. So I was actually going to record this episode last night, and was never able to track that thing down or get it to be quiet. And we're just going to forge ahead and record it tonight. Maybe we can pretend that we're camping or something like that, and maybe you can close your eyes and imagine fireflies and hear the sound of the crickets, and it might make it a little easier to put up with having that noise in the background. So I also wanted to say thank you. I know your time is valuable, and I really appreciate you spending some of it with me. To make things easier to find, I've put links to everything we cover in the show notes. And then in case you want to go back to a specific campaign and listen again, I've got timestamps for all those campaigns in the show notes too. So I hope that helps. And I wanted to say thank you to a couple folks. I wanted to say thanks to Sam Swanson over at God's Property Radio for having me on his Hollerlujah podcast. So I had a great time talking with Sam, and the interview actually appeared as his latest episode 6.5. So be sure to check it out over at godspropertyradio.com. We talked about a million things. So just how the show started, my background, why I like Bandcamp, my thoughts about the music industry, and just so much more. And if you're watching or listening for the first time here because you heard about it there, welcome aboard. I hope you find some artists you can get behind and support. I also found out that Sam discovered my show because Josh Laurie told him about it. So thank you, Josh, for spreading the word. And I wanted to thank Benjamin Rodriguez for letting one of his friends know about the show. So on to the campaigns. First up is Jordan Tyler Poole, an indie artist out of Jacksonville, Florida, with a Kickstarter campaign for a new album, the profits of which will fund a non-profit organization to help others in need. For Jordan's first album, Least of These, he raised over $3,500 to build a home for a Guatemalan family. He's founded a non-profit named Closer to Love Movement. And then in addition to performing his own music lately, he's been leading worship at conferences and other events, and is now the student worship pastor at Chet's Creek Church in Jacksonville. Now this new 8-song album is to be titled Well With My Soul. He's got the Least of These album on his website. So here's a clip of his song Prodigal Son, just to give you a flavor for what he sounds like.
I'm out of luck, I'm all alone, and I guess that's why I'm called the prodigal son.
And then next is Least of These.
Inside me dies, and my soul becomes alive. I'll never recognize the least of these, as they say. When I was hungry, when I was thirsty, when I was naked, did you clothe me?
His campaign goal is $2,500. He's about 20% there with 3 weeks still to go. This campaign closes Wednesday, August 17th. $10 gets you a download of the album. For $15, you get that download early. For $20, you also get extra tracks with that early download, like live performances and instrumentals. And then for $25, you get the CD, plus that early deluxe edition as a download. And then there are other rewards like t-shirts, dinner, and more. So be sure to check it out. Next up is Bill Mallonee and the Big Sky Ramblers with a Kickstarter campaign for what will be his 75th album, no joke, to be titled The Rags of Absence. If you love Americana music and don't know Bill Mallonee's stuff, you owe it to yourself to head over to his Bandcamp page and just spend the day checking out his albums. My wife and I had seen him years ago with the band Vigilantes of Love, and then again a couple years ago at a house concert with his wife Mariah Rose, and he is the real deal. Here's a clip of him talking about his campaign.
Hello and welcome. My name is Bill Mallonee, and I'm here via the Kickstarter folks. I'm working on a new record. It'll involve recording, producing, mixing, mastering, and replication of the record. It's called The Rags of Absence. It's like record number 75 for me. I will be posting some demos over at my Bandcamp site as we progress through this thing, so you'll be able to kind of check that out and hear it. Here on the Kickstarter site, there is a bio, a list of people I've worked with, et cetera, et cetera. Anyway, hope you'll consider helping me out with this, your goodwill and your encouragement. And that's really about it. Hope everybody's doing well, and God bless.
So he does have a sample of a song Mesmerized over on his Bandcamp page, so here's a little bit of that. And that's an early mix, so that doesn't give you a flavor. It gives you a flavor for what his style is like, but that's not going to be the finished album quality. Now, his campaign goal is $7,000, and he's already 2/3 the way there with over a month left. This campaign closes Wednesday, August 31st. For $25, you get the new CD, plus 3 free download albums from his 75-album catalog. For $50, that CD is signed, and you now get 5 free album downloads. And then there are more reward levels available, so be sure to check out the Bill Mallonee campaign. Next up is JJ Heller with a Kickstarter campaign for her first full-length Christmas album. Now, my wife and I are both big fans of JJ, and we have seen her in concert several times with her husband Dave, and if you ever get a chance to see them, you really should go. Great acoustic pop, singer, songwriter kind of stuff. Anyway, she's working on a full-length Christmas album to be titled Unto Us, and as kind of a side benefit, for every $15 raised by the campaign, she'll donate a copy of her lullaby album, I Dream of You, to a hospital. She didn't have any clips of her music on the campaign page, so I fell down the rabbit hole of YouTube videos for JJ's songs, and I've got 3 different clips for you, because I just couldn't narrow it down. So the first is her song, Boat Song.
If you were a boat, my darling, a boat, my darling, I'd be the wind at your back. If you were afraid, my darling, afraid, my darling, I'd be the courage you
Okay, so the next song is Your Hands.
When my world is shaking, heaven stands. When my heart is breaking, I never leave your hands. Your hands, your hands that shape the world are holding me, they hold me still. Your hands that shape the world are holding me, they hold me still.
And the last one is Who You Are.
Sometimes I don't know what you're doing. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know what you're doing. But I know who you
And that was Who You Are. So the campaign goal for her project is $30,000, and she's more than halfway there, and she still has another 3 weeks still to go. This campaign closes Saturday, August 20th. Now she's got some really cool rewards, and she's got some stretch goals. So head over to the Kickstarter page for all the details, but here are the basics. For $10, you get a download of the album and a PDF of the artwork 2 weeks before the album releases. For $15, you get the same, but she'll also send a lullaby CD to a hospital. For $25, you get an autographed CD of the Christmas album, and she sends that lullaby CD to a hospital. Then she's also got personalized videos, laser engraved Christmas ornaments, hand-painted walnut plaques with lyrics on it, Christmas postcards that she colored in the studio, VIP concert tickets, and even an entire discography on CD. Then she's got stretch goals. So remember, the base goal to do the Christmas album is $30,000, but the stretch goal of $60,000 if she reaches the full budget. All the Kickstarter backers who contributed $10 or more will receive an alternate version and acoustic demos of some of the album songs. If she goes to $80,000, she'll hire a video crew to record performances of 4 of the songs on the album, and then they'll be able to help vote for which songs are filmed. If she goes to $100,000, she'll do an official music video for the most playful song on the album. It's called "Ode to See Christmas," and more. So definitely want to check that out if you are a J.J. Heller fan. Next up are Drew Holcomb and the Neighbors, and they've got a PledgeMusic campaign. Well, actually, not a campaign, it's a pre-order for a new album live at the Ryman. Now, their style of indie Americana folk is really nice to listen to. Here's a clip of their song Shine Like Lightning, and this is right off their PledgeMusic campaign.
Even when the rain pours down, even when the light seems like it's fading, even when your heart aches, feels like it's gonna break, it's when you sing out loud. Hey, hey, we're gonna shine like lightning, hey, hey, even if our back's against the wall. Hey, hey, we're gonna shine like lightning, like we've got nowhere to go.
Now, you might recognize Drew's last name, Holcomb. His wife is Ellie Holcomb, and she sings with a band. By the way, as an aside, if you don't have her album, As Sure as the Sun, it's on Bandcamp for $10, and you really should get it. Anyway, so the band Drew Holcomb and the Neighbors played a sold-out show at the Ryman back in 2015, and still to this day, it's the band's favorite show of their career. And they decided to release that as their first live album as a band. The album releases August 16th, but all of the PledgeMusic levels include the download of the double album before the release date. For $10, you get that early download. For $15, you get it as a double CD plus the download. For $30, it's double vinyl. They also had gold vinyl. I think that was, I'm scrolling down right now to double check because I didn't write it down. Yes, that is $50 for autographed double gold vinyl. And they had more reward levels or items in the store, including shirts, handwritten lyric sheets, and more. So if you like Drew Holcomb and the Neighbors, you absolutely need to check that out. So that's it for the campaigns for this episode. But if you back any of the campaigns, or even if you just want to help them spread the word, be sure to let folks know about these campaigns before they close. And I'd like to ask you to do one more thing. If this is your first time listening or watching, please subscribe. You can do that at YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher, wherever. In fact, I made it really easy for you. Head over to the website crowdfundingchristianmusic.com and click on the subscribe link at the top. It'll help you find where to subscribe. You could do video or audio. And if you've been with the podcast for a while, thank you. For you, I have the dare to share. Think of someone you know that might get into the show and tell them about it. Maybe send them a link. It's that simple. And I'd love to find out how you discovered the show. So if you want to send me feedback or tell me how you discovered the show, head over to the Facebook page for the podcast, like it, and message me. Follow at The Other CCM on Twitter. Shoot me a tweet or a direct message. Or email me, feedback at crowdfundingchristianmusic.com. And if you like the theme song at the beginning of the show, it's Hypostatic Union by the X Structure out of South Africa. All of their music is Name Your Price over at Bandcamp right now, so be sure to check them out. I'm Garrett Godfrey, and I want you to keep coming back. There's almost always a new episode every week, and there are lots more campaigns to cover. In fact, if you want a sneak peek, head over to the website, and then go to the link up on the right for Coming Soon, and that'll show you some campaigns that we haven't covered yet, but you really ought to know about. Until next time, remember, great music doesn't just happen. Get involved. Bye.